Perhaps because of time, before we wind up, you could respond to some of these concerns. Silas from Eldoret says, our guest is telling us if we are not comfortable, we resign. So can the 53,000 resign? And what will be the impact on the sector? Be realistic sometimes. That's the first one. Pastor Clay Longoi from Mombasa says, I'm not a teacher, but the lady is sarcastic and arrogant. If everybody resigns because of underpay, what will be the purpose of unions? And then a final one here. Somebody says, how do you feel when your teachers who taught you in class see you argue like you have just landed from mass, yet you were taught by the same teacher you're belittling?
Let me tell you, I am not going to be apologetic, because people like me are what is not there. Because we have been subjected to a lot of blackmail. I want to speak for the millions of students who you see on television crying when schools are closed down. I want to represent those learners. I want to represent those learners who do not understand why they are getting 100 marks. I want to represent those learners who are not in a giant union, who are not in government, adopting hard lines and leaving these learners in here. I want to represent the children from the poor families, because all the rich people, their children are not in this dispute. They are not in this dispute at all. They are comfortable somewhere else. But there are people in this country who do not have a defender. Children cannot go to the streets. They cannot even sue the unions because they don't have the resources to do that. I want to talk like this. And I want my teachers to be proud of me, because I know I am saying what is in their hearts, that we must be accountable to each other. We must do what we are supposed to do. I was brought up by a teacher. My father was a teacher. And I know what he did. I know what he was, and I know how much he was earning. And I know the lives the teachers changed in this country. But the trend that has been adopted in this country in the last 4 years, it is not acceptable. You cannot bring a sector to its knees. And especially now, in the Constitution, education is a right. So what are you telling me? Because of blackmail, all of us are going to keep quiet because teachers did good work to us? No, we are not going to do that. What we are going to do, we are going to tell each other the truth. That please, teachers, do your work. Remain accountable. Why are they not quarreling with the statistics that are saying 47% of teachers are not teaching? Why aren't they quarreling with the statistics that are saying class 8 learners cannot do class 2 work? What do? We must have this debate, and some people must say these things at one particular time, even if it is not today. In 5 years down the line, we must talk about these issues. We must say, can we be accountable to each other? I am not saying that the teachers should resign. I think the listener should have listened. But what we are saying is, we do not want our children to be used as shields again. Can the unions negotiate with government? Because if you observe the trend, like there is this strike that just came in when the learners were almost doing their exams. No, really. You cannot coach somebody until when they are 8 years, when they work to make decisions that are going to change their life, and that is where you decide that you're now going to show your might.
Or particularly when the elections are
coming. Or when elections are coming, you say, no,
because they come in December.
Children should not be part of this. Children should absolutely, and any parent and any guardian in this country should come up in arms. Because I have just said that education is the highest spender. So who have we let our education to? Who is controlling our sector? Is it a few who are controlling our sector? We should appear as parents to be the ones driving the sector. We should go to those schools. We should be the ones talking about these accountability issues. That this number of teachers are not here. You know, let us not pretend like we are not in this country. All of us are in this country. I was a teacher before I came to where I was working. I taught in a school, and I was a support teacher when I was at the university. And what I saw in that school, there were only 3 TSC teachers in that school. It is Gatagati Primary School in Lower Subukia. There were only 3 TSC teachers. And myself and another guy who were from the university, we were manning that school from Monday to Wednesday. That is when the TSC teachers could come from town. They come to that school. They are there on Thursday, on Wednesday evening, and on Thursday. Then on Friday they leave. They go to town. I want to talk on behalf of those learners, because they are not getting what they want. If you're not satisfied with where you are posted, please resign. That position should be given to somebody who will be dedicated. We are talking about the lives of people. So we cannot afford to play politics with it. We cannot afford to blackmail each other. We cannot afford. Can we tell each other the truth? What is happening in those rural schools? And that is why I told you, even in the results that were released, rural schools posted the worst performances.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a reality. Even all those schools that were leading, all of them are urban schools. I want the government, not the union, to tell this country, are we not going to facilitate education service delivery in the rural villages where the majority of Kenyans are? We are definitely going to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much indeed. Well, I'm taking a final word in terms of redefining.
You know,
redefining.
I used to teach, and I know the handicaps of teaching, like I used to teach. And the thing is, that time we used to teach.
Now,
you could not see a headmaster running a matatu, or a headmaster not living.
What has changed? What has changed?
You could not see, you know, we used to teach, and people, and I'm proud. The people I taught when I meet, some of them are engineers, some are lawyers, and I'm proud. They're proud to call me Mwalimu. You cannot afford to, like she says, just run a matatu, go drunk, and then say,
you blackmail people around that teachers are doing good. No.
You stay for 3 weeks without teaching. Those 3 weeks are lost completely. It is not. How do they pay? They are saying they will not be victimized, but they already are victimized people. What happened to them?
All right.
I support that totally.
Right, a powerful interview indeed. Of course, some powerful things that have been mentioned. Number one, if we're talking about promotion, we also need to talk about demotion. And let us not use our children as shields. And the accountability debate must continue. We need to be accountable in regards to the education sector. Talking to CEO Elimu Yetu Coalition, Janet Muthoni Ouko. We'll be right back.